Hello everybody and welcome back to SpeedForce Racing. My name is JB and I'll be taking you through tonight's proceedings, but before we do anything else, let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship here in GP3. I have just got to get them up on screen because I have been a little bit rushed. That's the Premier Division, so I've got to now slice through and find the GP3 ones. I'm sure they're around here somewhere, behind all the helmet pictures I was sending in the admin chat. Actually, they might not be in here right now. I'll have a look in the admin chat. Just give me a second. I will get the standings. I do apologise. I'm a little bit rushed today. I've even got my dinner next to me right now. That's how bad it is. Let's get these standings up now. So, leading away is that guy Sten off the... Oh, wait, no. That's the old standings. So it looks like I don't have the standings to hand for this one. Which is a bit of a pain, so we'll have to just go for it tonight. So, if one of the admins could get the standings for me, that'd be helpful. Hello to everyone who has joined us on chat. I'm all on my lonesome tonight, so if you hear me chewing just in the background, it's because I'm hungry and I haven't eaten yet. But nonetheless, we are looking for we're out here at round 6 of the Monaco, Monaco Grand Prix. Round 6 of Monaco for the GP3 Championship. And this has been a fantastic season so far. It's been really fun, really enjoyable. And tonight will be no different as always. But before we head to track, we obviously have to acknowledge, and I have acknowledged on the GP4 team yesterday, the death of Antoine Hubert on Saturday. Obviously a really emotional day for everyone. So as always, as I mentioned last night, all of the SFR divisions will be having a moment of silence of the track. So no drivers will be going out until 16 minutes of the qualifying, as they will have a minute to reflect on the fact that a driver has passed. And yes, so all on my own tonight. Should be interesting to see what happens. I wonder if I've got the choking on the breadcrumb. Ow! You tell you what, when I do commentary on my own, I end up hurting myself somehow. So I'm gonna eat my food and do commentary because I'm so professional. So how are we all doing today? As we're waiting on the drivers to all start. A couple of reserve drivers in tonight. We have Stan reserving in the Mercedes. Jürgen Mel back for a second run in the Williams. I think he's a full-time driver now. And it should be really interesting. This track, obviously, incredibly difficult to see what will happen. Looking for an entertaining Grand Prix. So we'll just wait and see. Only a few minutes. And you're going to have... the admins now flirting with each other. You're going to have a full commentary session of me on my own, just talking about different things. And I will probably go off on random tangents about the Avengers, probably. I'm alright, just a little bit hungry. I haven't had very much to eat, so I've got a bowl of chicken in front of me. I'm slowly gnawing at that. Well, slowly. I'm eating it as quickly as possible so it doesn't seem like I'm just being rude. I hate eating on stream. But yeah, I got it because I'm going to pass out. Felix, my friend, are you going to do a role like Honey Badger did last week? So if you don't know, Felix joins me on commentary a few times a week. Goes on to see me. I think he'll be joining James tomorrow for the GP2 race. Oh yeah, here's a bit of news. If you didn't know, announced about 18 minutes ago. Nico Hülkenberg will be partnering Kevin Magnussen at the Haas Formula One team next year in Formula One. So yeah, how cool is that going to be? Grosjean's gone. I think his time in Formula One's done. So Tata Grosjean, nice having you, you terrible driver. And now Hülkenberg's up there. He's not going to get the podium in Haas, but still, how cool is that he's still in Formula One? Again, sorry this intro's pretty crap, I'm hungry. So we're just waiting on But like that, we should be being told to head over the track in a moment. I wonder what's happening with this. Lee is not a bottleneck. Lee is an admin. That's who Lee is. Sven is very good. Sven is a fantastic driver. I enjoyed racing against Sven. No, he raced in the Premier Division and did well in qualifying last week for a Gp3 driver. So he's done very well, showing off that he can do just as good as anyone else in it. We have been given the links, so I think we'll be heading over the track in a moment. Well, it's not wise when you're a reserve driver to come in here and call people names, in fairness, but yeah. Nonetheless, this is going to be interesting to see how all the drivers can do. I'm looking forward to seeing the drivers on track. It's been a while since I've monologued my way all the way through a commentary session, so what could happen? Is your chewing annoying? I hope it isn't. Hello Nolan, how you doing? That's Lopez from the Premier Division come to say hello, who races in the Mercedes? Yeah, the Mercedes. Now we have been given the order to ready up, so the minute silence will be happening in a moment. I'm alright. Just hungry, so I'm chewing my food while I'm having food, while I'm doing commentary. We will have a minute silence from comms. I don't know if the drivers have been reminded, but they should have been reminded. So the minute silence will happen as soon as we head over to qualifying. This is 33 laps of racing here at Monaco, so 33 tours of the track. Should be really interesting. Hello, Clark. Yeah, I'm too hot for Monaco, I'm on fire. Well, we'll see what happens on the Thursday race with Noland as we head over to trackside for Gp3, sorry. So, this is obviously going to be pretty much a one-stop race, but all the teams have brought extra front wings because it is Monaco and the drivers are used to having a bit of collisions with it. So, yeah, I think we got 17 or 18 drivers in track. RDB for his first time in SFR at night. Sven, and obviously we have to remind ourselves all these pictures are a lie because we have Monaco at night here at SFR because we couldn't get it during the day. This is going to be a fun commentary session because I'm on my own. I'm just going to go nuts. If I can just go off on a random tangent, just pull me back. Okay, we will hold off to a minute silence for Antoine Hubert from now.
And for today's pointless but fun trivia, the oldest driver to enter a race was Louis Chiron, who completed at 55 years and 288 days old. Coincidentally, that race was right here in Monte Carlo in 1958. Expect air temperature to be somewhere in the region of 18 to 20 degrees at this time of year. If the weather in recent years' Grand Prix weekends is anything to go by, it'll be very...
Thank you to all the drivers that chose to participate in that minute silence. We just see one car leave pit lane. That was Stam, but, you know, he elected not to choose it. So, the drivers are now free to go out on track and have some fun here at Monaco in the night. Let's see what we can do. Hello, Podge, my boy, my Peter. So, Stam on track, electing not to take the, what's it called, the minute silence. I'm sure why the reserve driver did that, but, you know, it's your choice. I ain't gonna judge, I'm hungry. This stream will probably just be about me sitting here going, I want food. So Podge is always coming in here to support the Swedish drivers. You know how Podge likes to chat about the Swedes. There we go. If you look at Stam, the Greek driver, come through the several chicanes, heading towards Raskas. The final corner here at Monaco, as he slows down, gets the car all prepared, and powers out the final corner. DRS opening at the 1 DRS zone into Saint-Devote now. There's such a short run to turn 1, and there it is into Saint-Devote. It's fine, and he's sailed through up towards Casino Square now. What can he do? Eyes from the engineer is shouting as he gets through, turning late, turning again, get close as he can to that barrier on the inside, and he's missed the apex there. Gotta go around the bump into Mirabeau now. Oh, he said a little bit wide there, the car didn't want to stop. And out into the Lowe's hairpin, the lowest speed on the track as he goes down the hill, heading down towards the tunnel. So, loads of spinners, here in GP4 last night as they head down towards the chicane now. What can the Greek driver do? Does he make the chicane? He does. Nice braking point. Whoa, thought he was going to spin it there, but he's fine. On the run down to the back now. Into the back. And he's fine. Little lift off, a little bit slow through there as the yellow flags are waving through the chicane and heading towards the second chicane. This is where Max Verstappen binned it and Sam Bird binned it all in 1 year. Now heading up into Raskas for the final time on this lap. DRS is going to open now. He hits the wall hard, does the Greek, as he heads down towards across the line. He goes P1, obviously a 110.5. We'll try and find the next driver on our lap because I didn't manage to spot it. Here's Friedrich. He's coming down. He's running a a pink and blue helmet for Antoine Hubert. And Gamey Things has joined us, the reserve driver. Sven going second, a 110.6. Very close net so far. So. I'll try and eat during the qualifying session. So, during the race I'm not going to get, I won't be interrupting the stream. Whoa, hitting the wall for GA there. As he heads down into the chicane, into the tunnel. Hello, ladies and all, how are you doing? Breaking into the swimming pool chicane. I believe that's a swimming pool. I think Nobel's further along. Oh, he's in the barrier! Big accident for the GA, for the McLaren, sorry. That was incredibly rude. I shouted with food in my mouth. God, I'm such a child. Here's Psychomich in the house. What can you do here at Monaco? The winged helmet of the Hask braking hard into the chicane now. Whoa, perfect line there. Lee's saying he got blocked in the chat. Billy lagging out the session. Lee back in the pit lane now, so we can't see who he was blocked by. And Psychomich, he's lifted off, so it looks like his lap was disallowed, unless he's just slow through there. We'll stay on board with him as he, whoa, his engine screams a bit as they come through the final corner now. What can Mitch do with DRS open? No deployment on his DRS though. Crossing the line now. It's a 113.2. Here's Juggerbelt in the Williams. Oh, he's round. Nice slide from Jürgen there. Hello, Colin. Oh, that's nice. Felix saying damage won't win on his first flyer. Jumping on the radio saying well done to the team. Ooh, I think Jürgen hit the wall a little bit there. Yeah, he has damage on both sides of the wing now as he comes through the chicanes. Battling hard, there's more front wing there. He might be able to pick it up and repair his front wing. That's the number 19 comes through. And he's pitting. Lionel on his outlap, we'll have a look at him. Running pink on his helmet, pink and white for Antoine. The driver who we lost at the weekend, who had promised he would have been in Formula 1 if only. I mean, there was talk that he would have been in Formula 1 next season. Billy has rejoined us. Hopefully he can get his qualifying in. Alright, so I have finished eating now, so I can do all my full attention on here. So Lee now coming up the hill and up, driver who struggled a bit since returning to the Toro Rosso team this season after almost winning the championship in Gp2 a few seasons ago, as he heads down towards Monaco. Me and Lee actually had contact here in season 2 of SFR. We had a big bit of contact and it ended in all of us having a bit of an argument, but it's all okay now because me and Lee are still friends. Lee going through down the hill. He's got a Mercedes in front of him. The Mercedes has to get out of the way soon. It looks to be Alsan. Alsan getting out of the way. Very well done for Alsan, knowing what to do. Who's munching on the mic? Oh, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten. Breaking down into the chicane now. What can Lee do as Stam leaves the session? So Stam has left the session. I was hungry! Lee now coming through the final couple of corners now with the pink and white helmet. Looks brilliant with the Toro Rosso, to be honest. DRS is going to open now as you see him come down towards Sandoval for the second time, and he goes P5. A good showing for the British driver. Here's Trayman, again with the pink helmet. Lots of pink tonight because of Antoine. I hope they have pink helmets if I died, because pink is my favourite colour. Pink and blue for Trayman. It's dash and white. DRS opening. As the number 19 Ferrari heads down to the final corner. Oh, it's... sorry, it's P1 by a 10th for Trayman. I completely destroyed that because I couldn't talk. He's beating out his brother who's in P2 right now. Sorry, P3 right now. As we look at Ash, the French driver, in the Williams. So heading through the chicanes now, the reserve driver, what can he do? He's being blocked by Sven a little bit. But Sven into pit lane, that's fine. No malice there. Ash is going to open DRS. He heads down to turn 1. And it's a quicker time, but not quick enough to move up a position. Luke Beck in P4. Here's Befster on commentary. The man with the Alain Prost helmet with number 19 goes... Oh, and he's not wearing Alain Prost helmet tonight, but he goes P5. Here's Billy in the number 19 Alfa Romeo. I think he's on a slow lap because he had a damaged front wing. He has Jürgen behind him, I believe. Yeah, that is Jürgen, so it's fine. Jürgen is not on the fast lap. Here's RDB coming up the hill at full power. Oh, a little bit hesitant on turning there at the top of the hill. Oh, he slid again. Oh, it's a big slide. That rear end was not comfortable on the Toro Rosso, and that ended him slicing the front wing off. Lots of support for Fester in the chat, but give the drivers another bit of support. Look at Friedrich, currently in P9. Give it all support to every driver on the field. You always want to see all the drivers have a good race and have some fun here at Monaco. As Lee comes down and chicane once more. We're going to have a look at 2-pack, actually. So 2-pack. Damn it, I've done it again. Topics in the Racing Point, not the Alfa Romeo. Braking hard into the chicane. Sven goes fastest though from his brother in P1 now, a 110.1. What a lap time as we're looking at Topics. Topics through the chicanes now. What a camera angle as he cuts through. Look at how close he gets to the wall. Such commitment from the 22 car as he comes up through the final corner. Now through Raskas, DRS opening as he heads down towards the line. What can he do? No deployment left and he goes P5. Such a competitive grid here in GP3. Let's have a look at Jürgen. Stam has rejoined us. Whoa, Jürgen in the barrier! Stay out of the way of RDB, stay out of the way of the Mercedes. Well done to Jürgen. Very aware. Well done to him as we look at Luke Beck. Luke Beck is powering down. He's on a slow lap, I believe, unless he's going for a second push lap. He was a few temps up as he comes down, hitting the wall slightly into the chicane. We should get a sector time in a moment. Is that middle sector where pad users really struggle as compared to the wheel users, but this track is really difficult. Through to back now and into the chicanes. Look at the speed he carries. The commitment on the Renault steering wheel as he comes down into the My Driver Dive area, if you watch Oliver. Now into Raskas. DRS is going to open now as he charges down towards the line. Where's he going to go? It's P7, an improvement by 1 for the British driver. Jürgen still on his in-lap, I think, after damaging his nose. Yeah, that nose is still bent. Let's have a look at Alsan A, who's just started his lap time, currently in P10. So, ice front as you look at the Mercedes coming through. Alsan darting around. He's got a slow car in front of him. It's Festa. Festa is in the way, just a little bit. Worst part to catch a driver out at this point because it's a one-way ticket to accident. And I think Alsan's going to be a little bit worried about not running into the back of the Haas. And he hits the barrier, looking at the Haas too much rather than looking at the road. He has damage on the nose now, and I think he might bail out of this lap time. No, he still looks committed. We're going to actually put on our dashboard here and have a look at him as he comes down into the chicane. We'll do a full onboard lap with the dash in a moment with someone who's going to start their lap time in a bit. So we'll leave that on screen just for a bit, just to see the throttle inputs of Alsan A as he comes through. Really struggling with that nose damage on the Mercedes, isn't he? I think you might see him heading to pit lane in a minute. Yeah, into pit lane goes Ash. We'll take the telemetry off for now as we're looking at GA once more. He's a little bit up on his time. A little bit is all he needs is to try and improve it towards his teammate time. So what can GA do with DRS opening? As he crosses the line now, he goes P30 and he does beat out his teammate. But there's a couple of movement there. Stam is currently still in P3. He has rejoined us into his car as we look at Festa, who's on a slow outlap. The man who normally runs an Alain Prost helmet has taken that away, but running white and blue. Maybe a bit of yellow, that'd be his native Sweden colours. I wonder what Sweden's national colours are. There you go. Peter, that's a question for you. What's the national colours of Sweden? Or at least sporting colours. Down into the chicane now. There is a car there. Has to be aware. It looks to be the Renault of Luke Beck. No, it's the Renault of Friedrich, I think. But he's already on a lap, so it's fine. On board with Festa as he comes through to back. Lots of damage there as they head towards the chicanes. It's all fine in love and war. So committed in the Haas as he heads round to the final corner. Through one slide of oversteer. Through Raskas is slow. DRS opening as he charges down. Yeah, Asher saw that. Dodge Special Energy has retired, and Festa goes P6. Yeah, I did see that your helmet was the French flag as we look at GA. Whoa, big accident there for Dodge Special Energy. Blue and yellow. So it's just blue and yellow. You're not got any white on it then. Stam goes faster to 19.8 as we look at Billy. He won't be able to beat that. Billy heading towards the line now. What can he do? He's going to be a 1:14.7. Still struggling, but Stam's had a fast amount of track. The first person in the 1:09s here at Monaco. Where can Sven go? He's a little bit faster this time round. Hello, Virus. If we look at Sven, the Swedish driver, towards to back, turning in nicely, controlling the Alfa Romeo as best he can. Championship leader here in GP3. Braking hard into the final couple of corners into Raskas now with DRS opening as he powers down towards the line. Let's have a look at the rear flap open. Crossing line's not going to be a 1 minute. It is a 1:09, but not close enough yet. Where's Trainman? He's on a lap. He's not on a lap yet. Topics is on a lap. He's only in P5. So everyone powering down, trying to get their last laps in as we get to the 2-minute marker here in Monaco. Sector 2 and 3, we have yellow flags. We should be heading those yellow flags in a moment time as we look at topics. Hopefully it's not a big accident that might affect topics. We saw grip penalties last night in, whoa, big contact there as there is a car slowing down. Bits dropping off. RGB retiring from the session. London Sands going slowly, but it's fine. It'll be a nice tow for topics as he runs down to the line. What's he going to do? P4. Luke Beck now in the Renault looking to improve. Oh, Trainman in a barrier on his outlap. Any damage on the Ferrari? There is none. He was lucky there. Who's reserve driving? Ash is reserving in the Williams. We have Trying to remember. Jürgen Mel, I believe he's a reserve driver as well. And Stam and Gaming Things are also reserving, but Gaming Things is in the session, but will not be able to qualify due to lagging out. Due to being late. Braking now into the chicane. What can Luke Beck do as he turns in nicely? Oh, he's cut the corner a little bit. Is that going to be in? Is he going to be told off for that one? T. John has come to see us about Friedrich and Jürgen, two of the Norwegian drivers, as they head into the chicanes. Luke Beck, has he backed off? No, he's still going at full speed. He was 3 tenths up. That will put him in the 110s just, I believe, as he comes through Raskas now. DRS opening. Powering towards the line is the British driver. Where's he going to go? It's a 1 minute 11.1. He lost a bit of time, but he is still in P7. Liedel on his lap time now, coming up the hill. Wants to qualify well here at Monaco. Get out of the melee as best he can. The top 3 positions are really the way you want to be. He heads down towards lows now. Really going to struggle here on the controller, like me. But Lee is fine with the pink and white helmet. Powering now towards the tunnel. Not really a straight, but it counts as a straight. Well, it's more of a kink now. You can see the little steering input. I think it's a turn, actually. Sven even faster, taking pole position from Stam right now in the final stage of the qualifying. It looks like we're having trouble for the Ferrari. Where can Lee go into Toro Rosso? Coming through the chicanes. Heading into the final couple of corners now. What can he do in that car? Bennett saying, damn it. He's stuck in P6 right now, right in the middle of it. Lee now powering towards the line. It's not going to be pole. It's going to be damn close. It's P6. He's beaten out Fefster. Where is Trainman? He's 2 tenths up. That is not enough for pole position right now. DRS is going to open on the Swedish driver's car. The brother of the pole sitter right now is going to go P4. And Ash is at an accident in the Williams. Then that means the pole position goes to Sven for a good qualifying from Ash. His first time out in SFR. So. This is our qualifying grid here with Sven beating out Stam by 0.23 of a second in P2. Ash is in P3, Trainman is in P4, Topics is in P5 and Lee is in P6. The Renault of Luke Beck is in P7, Fefster is in P8, Friedrich is in P9 and Doc Special Energy is in P10 outside of the top 10. And with 3 tyre choices, Alsan A in P11. Cyclemich in P12, Jürgen Bell in P13, GA in P14, Blood and Sands in P15, RDB in P16, and Wido Billy in P17, who didn't get a set of lap time in that qualifying session. But that is qualifying, and the race is a very different story. The race is a long one. It's a long old race here at the Monaco. 33 laps of grueling racing here, constantly having to think as we look into pit lane. Did everyone enjoy that? I enjoyed qualifying. Got to really pace myself because I'm going to wreck my voice tonight, I think. Lucky I'm not commentating tomorrow, so I'm fine. I might just be squeaky. Lee saying, happy with that. Now to last. Racing Pod saying, good qualifying. Yeah. I'm a lot more fan interactive when I'm on my own. Well, fan interactive, quote unquote. I'm a lot more interactive with the chat when I'm on my own. And to be honest, I think the chat's a little bit more interactive when I'm on my own. But hello to everyone. How are you? I'm doing well. So we look at the pit lane. I like this pit lane because can you imagine like if they had the actual crews not up in the top building, if they had them on the wall still, they could basically peg stuff at the drivers. So Alfa Romeo on pole here at Monaco as he speeds away on the formation lap. Stam not realising his formation lap, but as he pulls up and back behind him. So it's interesting with the tyre choices. Only one driver in the top 10, 2 drivers in the top 10 going for the medium tyres, and that is Fefster right now, right in the crash zone, and Dr. Special Energy. Both of them on the medium tyres. This might be interesting to see what happens in the race. RDB going for the soft compounded tyres. Gaming Things going for the medium compounded tyres with the British colours on his helmet. Billy is out there. Remember, this is Gaming Things' first appearance in Season 5 this season, in Season 5 of SFR, as we look at the speed leading away the pack. Well, it's not really a pack anymore. There's a nice gap between a couple of drivers. here in Monaco. Look at the hairpin. That's going to get rather busy on lap 1. Look at that. As you see the Alfa Romeo and the Red Bull almost touch on the formation lap. I'm the only commentator tonight because unfortunately Alex has food poisoning. So he's not been able to join us on commentary tonight, so I'm all alone. Yes. So, last minute call. Drop me a text saying, I've got food poisoning, I can't come, I'm sorry. And I was like, that's fine. As long as he says safe. So, everyone wished Alex well. We hope they will see him again sometime in the week. Yeah, pretty nasty. Food poisoning's not fun. So, to the final corner now, the AI will take control now as we look on board with Sven leading us up. A couple of drivers have been removed from the formation lap. So we're going to drive through them, including Ash and Trayman. That's not going to help their cause as they head towards the lights. Not nice at all, no. So, look at the grid. I love this. 39 laps of racing, sorry, not 33, ignore me. So, the Red Bull lines up at the back of the field. And now we're going to keep an eye for those red lights. Once those lights go red, we will switch to a different camera angle. There we go. A little bit of movement from the racing point in the background of Dog Special Energy. 5 red lights here in Monaco. The lights are out. It's a great start from Sven. And not a great start, though, from Trayman. He's dropping back further and further. We're going to keep an eye on what's happening in lap 1, sector 1. It's Balance and the GA. They're in trouble. It's Dog Special Energy. He's in the wall somewhere. Where is he? He's just come out of the runoff area as they head up down the hill now towards Monaco for the first time. It's a lightning start from Sven as Jürgen Bell drops behind RDB, who's in trouble because he's under attack from GA. Look at the inside of GA. Has no overtaking move, but he's trying it. He's bumping and bashing his way through to the hairpin now, and he is through. Let's see what Lee's doing. He's on his own, trying to get to the back of Trayman, who had a drastic start. One of the Redos was in trouble, but they're now running in formation. And now the Haas is also having fun in the backgrounds there. If you look at Fester to the inside of Friedrich, deciding not to do it on the Norwegian as he heads up towards the final sector here at Monaco. And they all turn in nicely. Remember the first time they got full fuel in these cars since last week in Spain. And these drivers are looking to have some fun. Looking to play here at the Principality of Monaco. Whoa, around the outside. And GA with a time penalty already in P14. Shows how difficult this track is. There's already a huge gap forming. Sven is the fastest down the track. GA to pit lane. Jürgen to pit lane. Billy is carrying on. And Gaming Things also carrying on. Doc Special Energy obviously to pit lane as well. We're going to go up and have a look at Alsane. Keeping an eye on all the best battles we can do. As they all come through towards the Casino Square and down. Alsane looking to attack Sajkovic now. Sajkovic on the medium compound tires. Just wants to stay out of trouble. But let's have a look at Trayman. He's on the back of the reserve driver Ash, the French driver, who's on the back of Topics, who had a lightning start. Who's quicker though in the straight line? It seems to be Topics, having great fun in this tunnel as they head down into the skate, hitting and bumping and bashing that wall. Is the Williams. Hopefully you won't see any more of that later on in the race or tomorrow, because I'm driving that car tomorrow. Oh, and Friedrich's made a mistake. Fester to the inside. Fester is going to try to the back, deciding not to. Definitely not an overtaking move into the back. But the Haas has to get through. It has to get through. He's hassling the rear end of the Renault. So Sven still leads his way. Fastest man on track in P1. DRS is going to open next lap for the Rich Energy Haas. Might not see that in Formula 1 for much longer. Here's RDB. He's side by side with Blood and Sands. So they go round the outside of the Scotsman, deciding not to. Does the British driver. Oh, and there's contact and damage. And RDB has lost all traction after the contact there. It was no one's fault. And Billy into the wall as well, trying to make a move up the hill. And Gaming Things is thinking, great, P13's in for you now. So RDB is trying to negotiate with Billy where to go. Billy's trying to work out everything, and Gaming Things, in his first time out in season 5, is trying to work out what to do. Sector 3, yeah, in fact, it's RDB. He's gone round at Mirabeau. He's fine though. He's carrying on. I'm going to have no voice by the end of this race. Back on board with Fester in the Haas as he heads towards Friedrich's rear end. Does he try a dive bomb? He has a look, trying to settle the Norwegian, but he decides not to go. And he goes pushing on now into Tabak. My voice is going to break so many times in this race. But Fefster will have the advantage of DRS down to the straight of turn 1 in a moment's time as he's 3 tenths away from Friedrich. He's getting so much time on the brakes. Friedrich to pit lane, probably with a broken front wing. Here's Ash. Ash in the Williams on the back of Topic, still trying to get through. Topic's so quick on the straights as they see Lee and Luke Beck following as well. What can Ash get up to as he looks to the back of Topic? A little bit of lag actually from him. Oh, he's hit the barrier at the inside. He's got to be careful that he doesn't spin the car around as we sit on board with Train Man. He's got his eyes on the back of the Williams. He wants to get through very quickly. Sector 3's yellow flags are waving. I'm not sure who that is. It's back to green now as we look at Stan looking at the back of Sven. Oh, and Stan now with a penalty for cutting the corner. Oh, excuse me. Hiccups now, that's the worst bit. Lee now with a time penalty as well. We'll probably see a few of those this race to come through towards the chicane now. Full pelt for these drivers. And Trainman's thinking, right, I've got to get through soon. They're all on the same strategy as me. I've got to start making ground. GA has actually left the session without retiring his car. So GA probably was the cause of that yellow flag. DRS is opening on the Williams. He opens it after wiggling just a little bit. Top 2 are breaking away. Yes, thank you for helping me out in commentary here. As we see Ash trying to get to the back of Topic as best he can. Top 2 have broken away from these guys. Remember, Topic is having to battle alongside everyone else. So the top 2 who aren't battling are getting a nice bit of fun. They come through on board now with Luke Beck, who's on the back of Lee now. Who's on the back of GA's Ghost. And that's going to really aggravate Lee because he won't be able to see through. He goes over the bump. Want to try and avoid that as best he can. Lee going through the Ghost. And Luke Beck also following suit as we go back on board with Ash. Keep an eye on all the times though. Shout, chat if you see anything because Train Man is right on the back of Ash on the straight. Who's quicker? I think it's the Williams so far. The Williams moving a lot on track there, not really taking the racing line. As Train Man looks to the inside, decides not to. What can he do? He's so much more confident on the brakes, but then that squirt of power, he had to correct himself. And it's all gone wrong as number 19 comes through to back now and heading into the chicanes. There they are. Fantastic speed on the Williams as he heads towards the back of Topics again, but the gap is still growing, so he looks further behind him to Train Man, the Swedish driver, looking to catch up with his brother who's currently in P1. And yes, you will hear constant talking from me, who likes a solo stream. Not me, because all I do is talk. Here's Billy on the back of Alsan. What can they do? Alsan had a bit of a terrible exit, oversteer there. Billy to the inside, heading towards Sandoval now at turn 1, and look at that, straight ahead. Alsan getting a wash of dirty air, and there's Gagafings. Ash has been passed by Train Man, and Gagafings thinking about move up the hill, deciding not to. There's a huge amount of lag. Ash has dropped behind Train Man, and it all happened at, I think, Mirabeau there. Must have been a slight move, lots of lag off these two, as you get on board with Luke Beck, who's one of the drivers getting close to battles. And there you see Gagafings pushing the Haas around the corner. Pushing the Mercedes around the corner, sorry. Stammer lost a lot of time, apparently, according to it. In fact, see, this is why I like having my chat. Does he have damage? It looks to be that he does have damage on the outside of the car. So the Haas is sorry, why do I keep saying Haas? The Mercedes is in trouble as outside A, and Gagafings battling into the back. Who's braver on the brakes? It's Gavy, but he's bumped him a little bit, and outside into the wall. He'll complain that he walled him there. I see Ash into pit lane, possibly to repair his nose. Let's see what the Williams crew are doing. Is there a nose? That looks to be a nose. Williams is going to have a nice nose job. Yeah, it is. On board with Luke Beck now as we head back to track action. Just down with damage is in the best position. It is in the worst position in P2 to have damage. DRS is going to open on Luke Beck's car as he comes around to the start finish straight once more as they head down towards Lowe's hairpin. No damage on Lee's car. No damage on Luke's car. Who's braver on the brakes? Who's braver at taking the corners here? Two controller users who are struggling a little bit. Lee, who is obviously a seasoned driver in SFR, and Luke Beck, who listens to Dora the Explorer when he drives. What can he do with the power of Dora? To the inside? No, not yet. Here's Friedrich, the other Renault, on the back of Ash, who just got out of pit lane. So Ash going to the end on those medium tyres. What can he do? Friedrich should, in theory, be able to pass him soon. The same as Luke Beck. Oh, Topic's being passed by Trainman as well. The Topics has had a bit of trouble, and he's actually pulled into pit lane. As we look back at Luke Beck, he'll have DRS this time round, and wide low Billy with a time penalty of 3 seconds added to his post-race time. So, Lienel currently in P4, Luke Beck currently in P5, battling over the 4th place spot. Let's have a look at Billy, who is trying to pass Sykovic for P7. Can't get through because he wasn't close enough. What can Billy do as he comes up to Casino Square now? Eyes on the back of the hash. He's trying to carry more speed as he can. There's a piece of Renault there. Hopefully it's not from one of the top 2 Renaults. As you look at Billy with the wing damage, he's struggling through some of these corners. Same as Sykovic, who has no wing damage. He's just struggling on traction at all on those medium compound of tyres. Charging to the end of the pit straight with Luke Beck with a time penalty of 3 seconds now added to his time. Excuse me, the voice crack has already started and we're only 8 laps in. Billy is really struggling on these straights to try and catch the back of Sykovic. But Fester on the back of Luke. I think Luke was the one with damage. Then what can Felix do as he tries to get to the back of it? Yet Luke does have damage on the nose of that Renault. Whoa, big rear end slip there from Fester, and that's completely destroyed their sector 1 yellow flags. Who is it? It's Dr. Special Energy in P16. He's getting out of the way for the 2nd place man. And RGB with a time penalty there. He's in P15. We're coming up to him now. Couple of drivers struggling in this race. Obviously, this race is very much like a class race. In racing, you'll see almost 2 different classes because of the wheel users and the controller users. And we look at the back of Fester once more as he gets close to the back of Luke Beck. He had a terrible exit out of Raskas, or Le Raskas, as it should be called. Oh, Charlie saying maybe not the easiest track to drive around with a dislocated shoulder. Whoa, Fester trying to go round the outside. Oh, he's in a wall. It's a bit of hash flying off. It has to be a dive bomb, though. He is there. That's my 40th per stream. Oh, and his contact on the nose as Luke's car just sails over the curbs. And they're battling now hard, both with nose damage. Fester's mediums are better than the softs at this point, so Fester has also got a time penalty. He's in a bit of trouble now with his broken nose. He's got to think, how can I counteract this? Can I get his way? Oh, he's slipping and sliding as Stam pits for mediums. And Fester does impact pit as well with that damage from wing. He thinking, I cannot continue like this as we go on board with Friedrich. Charlie, I believe you're GA, aren't you, Charlie? So 2 drivers in pit, Stam and Fester. Fester's going to drop behind the Renault of Friedrich, I believe. Stam and Sykovic are in a bit of a battle as Sykovic toes along Billy behind him, trying to get past the Mercedes who was just pitted on for medium compound tyres. Hopefully the commentary is okay. Obviously brought to you by one person like, hello, I'm on my own. 10 laps in here, and Sven is still leading. It's the brothers 1-2 from Sweden. The brothers Swede back at top. Whoa, Billy considering a move and gaming things again, stuck behind these guys thinking, again, I can get P6 now. Oh, and RDB's out in sector 3. We'll see if we can find it. It's in the pit straight. He's decided not to, as Stam is in trouble. The leader has the pole sitter, the man who's starting in 2nd place has missed the chicane. And he had to dive out. RDB has that Trainman as a virtual safety car deployed here at Monaco. And Billy almost making contact. Luke Becker, 5 seconds off a good penalty for diving in the pit lane. This is the point where drivers need to pick. I need to pit, get my nose repaired. I have damage. Lienel currently in P2. Trainman in the lead now. And where's Sven? Sven is in pit lane. He's just come out of the pit lane now. So virtual safety car has been called for RDB's retirement, I believe. As Ash passes a couple of drivers who are in pit lane. Still under virtual. Back to green flag racing though here in Monaco. And Lee now with a drive-through penalty from P2. Stam looking to the outside of Billy. Big disruption for poor Lee, who is now going to be having to lose a lot of time. If he can pit, he'll have to pit for the drive-through penalty within 3 laps. So Billy having to overtake having to overtake Psychovic, who's got Stam behind him. So Billy's going to attack and defend right now, as Gaming Things has dropped back from the Greek driver. Powering down towards the line, towards the chicane now. What can Stam do? He tries to the inside, thinks about it, but Billy is wise. Billy has made a mistake. Psychovic making a bigger mistake. Stam looking for opportunity, and he bumps him a little bit. Nothing nasty as they head through to back. Train man in. I think we'll see Lee into pit lane as well to serve that drive-through penalty. Stam looking to get through, but Billy is doing a robust job of defending and attacking. Psychovic is doing a good job of defending himself. They both hit the wall. Billy losing his front wing. He's now got the Marussia front wing. Heading down into Sandoval for the 12th time in the race. Oh, big episode moment for Stam. And they all come back, and Trainman's riding in as the Trainman has been jumped by Stam. As Billy's struggling, Stam's got to go around the outside here. He saw a gap and he's being sent to the wall, but it's fine. They're still going side by side, heading down to Monaco. And Billy bailing out of any form moves there as he just lined everyone because of the broken front wing. Gaming Things now is the driver on the attack on Stam. First time out in season 5, and Stam's going to think, right, I have to get past Psychovic. Lee now has served his drive-through penalty, which has knackered his race. If he has to stop in the next couple of laps, he's the only driver left on the soft tyres. So Lee is dropping past Luke. That drive-through penalty has destroyed his race. Trainman with a multiple warnings penalty on the back of Gamey, looking to try and get through sooner rather than later, and later rather than sooner is when they're all going to be thinking about pitting, barring Lee Nell, who has to get the pit lane now because his tyres are knackered. On board with Stam in the Mercedes as he gets his DRS open. Flips it open and looking to the outside of Psychovic. Still there. Psychovic defending the inside. Going side by side into Sandoval. Psychovic jumping the curve and it's fine. They're going side by side up the hill now. Who's going to give in? Stam or Psychovic? And Stam wisely bails out of the move. Trainman on the back of Gasly for a second. There's Gamey. Gasly's in Prem. To the inside, Trainman considers it, but decides not to. Stam still trying to attack Psychovic. Psychovic doing a great job of defending. Stam has damage on that nose now, so that's even worse for the Mercedes. Billy with time penalty after losing his front wing. He was battling hard with these guys at the start of the race. Now on board with Stam once more. Is Stam going to try the inside? Psychovic covers the inside, goes back to the outside. Now Stam to the inside at the chicane. Who's going to come around first? It's actually going to still be Stam. And Psychovic having to bail out the move because he had too much curve, and Gaming Things is under so much pressure from one of the brother Swedes in P5. He's wanting to get through and past these guys. Remember, Gaming Things starting at the back of the grid, and now he's in P4. He's lagging a lot, is Gamey. It might just be on my screen. Phenomenal driving to all these drivers. But look at that. This is a battle from P2 down to P8 or P9 with the Williams coming to play as well. As you look on the back, Trainman trying to get through. Psychovic has been dropped by Stam on fresh tyres. And you see Gamey looking to pass Psychovic soon. The lag from Gamey is unreal. Trainman on the back of him, deciding to try and get through sooner, and Gamey things bumping the back of the Haas. And that lag is horrendous. As Psychovic is drifting, I don't know how these drivers are driving with that much lag coming off Gamey's car. He's just jerky around like nobody's business. So Trainman trying to get better traction. Gamey things cuts across the line. Trainman now is going to look to the outside, and he hits the wall. That's the Ferrari. He's going to think down the inside, decides not to on the lagging Gamey things. And there's a huge train behind Psychovic now. Trainman does need to get through and try and channel for P2, but now with damage, he's running the same boat as Stam. And he's currently 4 seconds away from him. As Gamey things are getting towed along by the Haas of Psychovic. And that lag is getting worse for Gamey. DRS is going to open on the back of the Ferrari as well as on the Red Bull. Look at the Williams of Ash. He's doing well, but Luke trying to look around the outside, decides not to. Again, Ash lagging as well. A couple of drivers lagging in the lobby. Won't go on board with Gamey. Going to go back on board with Trainman. Keep an eye on all of the little battles though here. in SFR round 6 of the GP3 championship. Is round 15. Lap 15 of the track. Gamey! Oh, that lag is getting bad. I don't know whether he can see it himself, but Treyman on the back of him. Look at the motion there on Gamey's car. More contact, and Treyman's clearly getting annoyed at the lag as the battle increases further down. Jürger has been dropped, so it's now the battle for P8 up to P3. The 7-second gap has formed as Gamey is lagging his way to try and defend for P4 right now. Defend like his heart's in it. Yeah, he does seem a bit like a trolley on wheels. So the fact that the Red Bull's now rear steering, yeah, it's pretty awful. Treyman having to bail the pit lane. That could be Treyman's race because he just cannot get through. Lots of lag on a few drivers. We go on board with Luke. Not half as bad on Ash as it is on Gamey. But can you imagine how bad they are together? Head up the hill now into the Casino Square. And Gamey's lag is not improving as Sajkovic defends, but he doesn't have to defend much because Gamey's tyres are starting to run out as they are both on lap 15 old tyres. Look at that, Luke Beck's pushing Ash through. Want to get through as quickly as possible, does Luke Beck. Remember, he's a championship contender here in GP3. Charging on down now towards the chicane. And Luke is the closest driver to a move. He decides not to make one on Ash. Driver's channeling through though. What can Gamey do as he's on the back of Psycho? On board with Luke Beck though, who's getting closer. Ash was very slow through there, as you put Luke a little bit of risk to Paul Fester in P7, the number 19 car. It's absolutely mental. As Gamey things pits, releasing Ash and releasing everyone to go for Sajkovic, who's the P3 battle right now as they all come channeling through up the hill. Ash on Ash on hard tyres, versus everyone else in the top 5 wearing mediums. And P6 is also running hard tyres. What can Fester do? The gap instantly comes down to Sajkovic, who's starting to struggle on his 16-lap worn medium compound tyres. Sven is just rinsing it. Yeah, Sven's doing his best to stay out of trouble, and that's the best thing that happens at Monaco. He's able to take the optimal lines that he wants. He's able to stay out of the way, and Sven, it's his race to lose at this point. Luke Beck on the back of Ash. He's going to look to the inside. Ash weaving a little bit there as they come to the inside, and Ash turned into him, and that was entirely Ash's fault. I'll have a look at my little replay. Yeah, I think, actually, that might have been a bit harsh to preemptively say that was Ash's fault, but from my little replay camera I saw, it looked to be that Luke wasn't totally alongside, so I apologise. As we look at Treyman getting time penalty, I apologise to Ash. That was a preemptive strike as Sajkovic pits. So Luke is now going to drop back. Ash is going to drop back even further as Luke has pitted for the shattered front wing. I mean, Ash would have seen him coming. He could have given him room, but he didn't have the... Well, actually, it might... I don't know. This might be a question for the stewards. They passed GA's car on blood and sun. Whoa! Almost contact with someone leaving pit lane. Whoever that was, you're going to think, crikey, it was Fester. No, sorry, it was Sajkovic in the house. Actually, you know what? Let me know in the comments what you think of that incident between Luke and Jürger's teammate Ash. I think it could be questionable. The front wing was definitely alongside the rear tyre, but the driver wouldn't have seen as Treyman is stuck behind Gamey things. So that's your opinion. Let me know your opinion. I'm curious about this because I'm undecided. It could just be a racing incident and just unknown, but I'm undecided. I want to see what everyone else thinks about this one. So Treyman looking to the back of Gamey things. Lap 19 out of 39. Still got 21 laps of racing to go here at Monaco. 21 seconds is actually the gap to the lead from Stam and Sven, so they're on similar pace. It'll be interesting to see how they do. So Billy with a time penalty, a couple of things in the chat as Lee does pit. I think that's for an who knows, and I'm going to blame Daniel because he's just said Lee has a chance at the podium because Ash will have to pit again, and the guys are on the mediums. Well, I think Lee is now back on the medium tyres because he's had a broken front wing. Up the hill we go. Yeah, it's such a difficult incident, isn't it, Laserlord? I can't. That's why I asked for your guys' opinions because I can't call that. I think I need to look at it again and again from different angles. Obviously, that has the advantage of crikey, that lag. It has the advantage of having the arrows that you wouldn't have in Formula 1. But yeah, it could just be down to Ash not seeing him and turning in. It could just be down to Luke not being further along. But yeah, I just can't call that. Hard to see in them wing mirrors. Yeah, it is. As they come down towards the chicane now, but they do have the advantage of the proximity arrows. So that would be Luke's argument, but you know. Come on, Fefster. Lots of support for Fefster, who's on the podium. Oh, big damage from the Red Bull! And on the Ferrari, a train man just cannot catch a break tonight. And he'll say, I mean, Gamey got caught behind Jurgen. These guys are both lagging, so it's the lagging move. He's to the inside as Gamey dives, and he drives him into the wall. And that was pretty poor from Gamey. Lots of crashing. This is the crunch zone here at Monaco. Lee drops further back. Lee's still got a chance of points tonight, though. Yeah, blame Electro Dan for Lee's race struggling there as they come down the hill now into the chicane. We're on board with Topics, not Tupac as I call him a lot. It's Topics. Jurgen Bell with a 3-second time penalty after being bumped off. Excuse me. What can Topics do? Quietly looking to get through. I'm liking the amount of chat I'm having tonight with you guys. It's fun. I like chatting with my co-commentator, but also I like chatting with you guys. Go Friedrich, says Vesely. Yeah, everyone likes Friedrich. He's a good guy. Everyone likes Fester as well. Lots of support. I love it when everyone supports drivers in the chat. I love to see drivers getting support and love seeing. As a driver myself, I like seeing my name get support as we see arguments drop behind Jurgen as he powers up. Currently in P7. Hello, Danny. How you doing, mate? How's your baby? How's Morgan? To make it up to Lee by winning tomorrow and dedicating my win to him, says Daniel. So Electro Dan saying that he likes that, and we got Danny with me as well. Danny, who I know a little bit more. Is Morgan watching? That's what I'm curious about. So 22 out of 39 tonight as we look at Topics again on the back of Ash. Ooh, a little bit liberal with track limits there. What a race to be a commentator, Ryan. Hello, Ryan. Oh, I'm getting more people in here. Yeah, I enjoy commentating now. This Laser saying is my win for tomorrow. Well, that'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. Whoa, Topics hitting the inside barrier at the I cannot remember what that corner's called. To the penultimate corner of the track, and Topics is now under pressure from Friedrich, the Norwegian driver. Billy with another time penalty. He's currently in P10. Ah, it's good to know that Morgan knows what her unofficial godfather sounds like. Dr. Special Energy on the back. Yoga, what's going on with the formation? That be bunting me off. It was the very first corner. Okay. Charlie, just I know I don't like being me and all. I like to hear what drivers have to say, but yeah, if there's an issue, then take it up in the what's it called in the with the stewards. Not here. Team JB all the way. Lots of support for me, but that'll be tomorrow. Make sure you give it to me tomorrow because I need all the lucky in the world. But get some to Sophie as well because she needs a good result after last week. Still looking at the racing point of Topics as he looks down into pit lane once more. For another set of tyres, possibly a new front wing as well. Having lag is such a good defending tactic. Oh, yeah, that's a possibility. I mean, we saw two lag cars come towards each other. Friedrich Breaking a bit. Topics considering it. We saw it from the Red Bull last night. Oh, Topics again going for a slide. Free to the pit lane and Topics as well. Now driving. Now the race is handed over to the pit stops and the pit crews. Lee now on the back of Billy. The thing is, Billy has got time penalties and more than Lee. As Luke Beck gets another time penalty in P9. Easily done here. Whoa, Billy clouds in the wall. Billy hits another wall. Lee to the outside and decides not to. You see him stump on the brake pedal there. Williams 1-2 confirmed by the Assassins. Yeah, the Syndicate. I need Assassins, I do. Sven into pit lane as well. Now Fester is looking to be close. And there, around the outside goes Lee. He is going to get through. What a demanding move for the potential, put my teeth back in. For the Toro Rosso driver. There we go. That's what he was. Can Stam catch third? It'll be a question. We saw some drivers go 29 laps on the hard time power tyres last night. Second to yellow flag, and Billy's out. Menabo, is that a safety car? Is that a safety car for these drivers? Here's Doc Special Energy on the back of Cyclobitch, but he's had a bit of trouble. Now Friedrich on the back of him, and Luke Beck on the back of him. I wouldn't want to marshal this race though, too much work. You know what, I wouldn't mind marshalling Monaco, but they're so quick at removing cars. It's absolutely unbelievable. They get the same marshals to do Monaco Grand Prix as they do for the Formula E, and they remove Formula E cars under double waved yellows. It was fantastic. So round the outside, looking at Doc Special Energy. I can actually go around and marshal other circuits. It's really interesting. But Sven is still our leader. DRS open on Dr. Special Energy as he powers down. What can Jordan do? Looking to the outside. Doesn't go through yet. Lots of work here tonight for my voice. It's very interesting to see how these drivers handle that. 24 out of 39. And Doc Special Energy so much closer to the back of Cyclobitch. Cyclobich's tyres fresher, but Doc Special Energy faster in the racing point. That Mercedes power giving him that extra grunt through the straights. And the Renault's close. And look at that. Luke Friedrich properly backing off so he didn't hit his teammate there. Getting things on the back of Alsan. That'll be an interesting move. He's catching up in Mirabeau. But no dice as we go back on board with Luke Beck. Black, white and pink as the helmet design for Luke Beck tonight at Monaco. Come through the chicane, and again Jordan Silver. Look at this, they've caught right up. Lee is in this battle now. Sad, says Teddy. Are you what are you out? What are you sad for? Sad as? What are you talking about, Teddy? To the inside, Luke Beck, no, he tries to, and Doc Special Energy is badly. Oh, look at that, further down, Friedrich is trying to make a move, but just to bail out for short. Topics is passing him, and Lee now is passing him as well. He's through. Cyclobitch has dropped behind Jordan, and no, big collision of turn one. Both racing points are in trouble, and it's Doc Special Energy. He's hit the barrier. He's blocking the drivers. Danny Seconds Lee at the fast compound. So many battles as Ash has actually been passed by. Whoa, that's not a fair move. Button Sainz is out in sector 3, and Stam has to let that through. We only caught the end of it, but he really did. He ran over the curb, so Stam should hand that position back. I will argue that was unfair. The Renaults now trying to get through. I'm curious to see what Teddy means about it being sad. Cyclobitch under pressure from Luke Beck. Luke Beck to the outside. He's bumping on the wall. And he has managed to get through. Wow, big contact from the behind. And Topics with penalty. As well as Luke Beck dropping behind Cyclobitch. Now into the back. Woo, on the back. On the back, out to back. And Cyclobitch in trouble. The Cyclobitch having damage on the nose. Sector 1, we have a yellow. It's Dr. Special Energy still, I think. As Topics is trying to go round the outside. Whoa! This is like a Baja Fresh. Oh, and Lee! Getting turned into by Topics. Sectors 1, 2, and 3 all lit up in yellows. And Dr. Special Energy is in trouble somewhere. He's in pit lane. God, they're not giving me a moment. Lee is going to be seething as he goes to the inside of Topics. He's not happy. That bump was telling him, I'm not happy. Whoa, look at that, side by side up the hill, and Lee does it. Well done for Lee to get side by side up that hill, and he's just annoyed. You can see, I don't normally swear on stream, but Lee is pissed. He's not happy that he got turned into there. Absolutely cracking battles here in GP3. And it's only getting hotter because we have a few more laps under the belt. Sector 3, yellows are waving. Who is it? We know GA is not in this race. We know the gap at the top is coming down a little bit. What can Lee do? Ash into pit lane. Lee is going to think, right, I'm going to play this nicely. Psychomich with a time penalty. No swear words, Mr. Commentator. Well, I can do many things. I'm on my own. I get a show off. Lee trying to get through Psychomich. He's looking for a good position. He still has a chance. Wow, he's hit him! What happened there? I cannot tell you. As Psychomich is battling hard, he's exposing himself to getting overtaken by Topics as Psychomich pits. And Topics is now going to think, good grief, what's happening here? But these guys are absolutely phenomenal at driving together, and Topics so much more confident in the brakes than Lee. Gains a lot of time in turn 1. Bloodenson's leaving the session. 2 McLarens will score no points as always, or not as always, as has happened tonight. The 28th race lap. 28th race? 28th lap. There we go, put the teeth back in. Now into Lowe's hairpin. Battle of a second coming. Yeah, there is, because Fester on worn hard tyres is going to think, right, I've got to start defending. But Fester can still get second here as Stam in P3, the reserve driver, is looking to score points. Another podium for the SFR Mercedes team. Topics now on the back of Lee. Topics going to think, right, I'm going to call again another driver's chat in our stream chat. Can you just tell me what you thought of the Topics incident between you and Lee? I think it was just wrong place, wrong time for Topics and Lee. Just a racing incident, but Lee has got damage from it. And Lee's going to be thinking, right, I have to defend as best I can. Here is Ash, the French driver, looking at the back of Luke Beck, trying to go around the Renault, but he doesn't get through. The number 19 car under pressure. And Psychomich is out, side by side up the hill. Ash and Luke Beck, side by side. Who's braver? Oops, the wrong character. Oh, that's a big incident for Luke. And Ash is through up the hill. Big drives for all of these drivers. Here's Trayman on the back of Topics. Topics is in trouble with that damaged front wing. Trayman looking to the back. He's had no luck this race, has one of the Brother Swede. One Brother Swede clearly getting more laps, with more luck as we are on the 29th lap of 39. And that is giving us a nice 11 lap race left in this Grand Prix. What a fantastic drive so far. Still not done though, because battles can still form out of anywhere, and Lee is currently just going to think, right, P6 is good. Topics on the back of him. Topics is under pressure from the number 19 Ferrari. I think it's from number 19 as a reference to Antoine Hubert, who died at the weekend. So Trayman is looking to get through on Topics. Topics is really struggling in that car to battle for second. Now heating up even more because Fester's in trouble. Fester's in deep trouble. And Trayman is now up into P8. Sorry, so P7, sorry. To the inside comes down for second place. Fester giving him room, and Fester having to just absolutely park the car because he didn't want to get a penalty there. But Stam has a few, so if he can stay with him, I think Stam and Fester might swap positions at the end of the race. 10 laps remaining here in Monaco. And what a brilliant race. Here's Friedrich getting past Doc Special Energy, who pits. Both of the Racing Points pitting. Have they released one? They have. Are they ready for Jordan? They're not. They're not ready. Not at all. Come on, guys. There we go. Jordan, who's also running the number 19 for Antoine Hubert, as they drop the car after changing the front wing, and they drop him down and off he goes. So now the gaps are all formed. Here's our leader. I haven't seen him for a while. The number 19. It's Sven. He's coming up to the back of the last of the Ferrari. Is that his brother? Holy moly, we're about to see them actually lap each other. This is going to be really interesting because Lee now into pit lane. That has just released Trayman into P7. What's Lee doing? Is he getting a new nose? Because he's losing one position. That ain't bad. If he gets a new nose, he's going to drop behind Alsan and maybe Topics. Where's Lee? He is getting a new nose. They're going to drop him down with soft tyres. He's dropped behind Alsan. I think he'll still be ahead of Topics, which will really please Lee, because Lee is really battling hard with him. So Lee is out now, as we go back to looking at the leader. Has he caught his brother yet? His brother's in the hairpin. He's catching him. He is catching him, folks. The gap's forming, though, on this race as the tyres all wear and strategies are finished. What are drivers doing? Dot Special Energy on soft tyres. Same as Lee and Gamey things. Fast as that possibly for Lee? I think Lee is just looking to try and solidify his position. He can get a P6 in this race if he's lucky. And right now we're looking at Trainman's brother Sven, because he's on the back. He's going to be coming up to blue flag his brother, and I really want to catch this just for Sven to be able to mug it in his brother's face. They won't drive in formation. Can you imagine if Trainman, who has a gap of 13 seconds, drives in formation with his brother, and on the final lap, if his brother does win, they go side by side across the line? That'd be brilliant. Even if it's a lap car and the lead car, it doesn't matter. I think it still look great. It'd be a great camera angle to get. Topic's in trouble. Topic's out. Where is it? Oh, it's a big incident. Is that a safety car? That should be safety car worthy. As we look at the ball with Jürgen, we're not going to see it there. Too far behind. The gap at the top is 30 seconds. The race last night was won by 1 minute and 6 seconds. Is it safety car worthy? No safety car at all, though. No blue flags. No safety car. Sigh. Thanks, game. Blue flags are being waved for Trainman, though. He's going to start thinking that Sven is starting to catch him. So he'll have to let his brother through at some point. They pass through GA's Ghost once more. Danny saying that he loved the sound of the engines through the tunnel. They used to be better when they were V8 engines through the tunnel. As we look at Sven coming to the back of his brother. There's his brother in the distance. This is going to be a blue flag pass, but I just want to catch this. Just for the rubbing in people's faces. You imagine Sven's going, I lapped my brother. Topics out of the session. Angrily throws his helmet into the garage. Lee now with another time penalty. But I don't think it's going to be as bad enough for him to lose position so far. He's getting time though. He's actually getting closer and closer. Sector 2's yellow flags are waving. Who is that? I don't think I can see anyone actually losing a butt at a time. Might have been Trainman letting him through though, so it's not to. So back on board with Lionel, who's the fastest man on those tyres right now. To the back of Alsan. Stan with a time penalty in P2, sorry. There's a 16-second gap for the 22 lap mode. Oh, Fefter pitting. Fefter is going to be letting Ash take over P3 for a bit as we see onto the 33rd lap of the race. What can happen? Lino on the back of Alsan. Alsan letting him through wisely, knowing that car's on different strategies to him. Aaron Clark saying he thinks he lapped 4th place last night. I think you got close. I think you just missed out on 4th place. We see Fefster rolling out of pit lane. I think you just missed out, DJ, on what's it called? On 4th place. I think you lapped 5th. So Sven is getting closer to the top 5 as he tries to lap them. Let's have a look at Dog Special Energy on the back of Jürgen. What an enthralling race this has been. I've really enjoyed commentating this race so far. 39 laps on the board, 34 completed as they come through to complete the 34th. Jürgen Bell with another time penalty. Dexter Kane getting notoriously hard to control the cars through there because of how wide these cars really are. Dot Special Energy drifting slightly into the walls. It looks like Lionel is going to actually take me back. The admin joke there between whichever admin has to look after me. So whoever finished first has to look after me. So Lee is the lead admin in this one, so he's going to have to look after me this week. Jürgen is under pressure though from Dot Special Energy. Dot Special Energy trying to use all of his special energy to get past Jürgen Mel, the reserve driver in the Williams, the Norwegian driver. Eyes front as they power up the hill. What can Dot Special Energy do? Ash with a time penalty. Oh, they bump and they bash and a damage. I tell you what, that might be down the tyres, but Dog Special Energy won't be happy at that, not one bit. He's also a significant chunk on front wing there. He is just on Caterham level downforce at this point. Not long left of the race. The battles have all calmed down a bit. Lee, he's got 16 seconds, so unless there's a huge amount of penalties, I don't think he's going to get through. I think P7 is going to be the best bet for the British driver. I see who the biggest mover is in this race. I think it's Gamey Things, who's up 8 positions. It is the biggest mover, and Lee's actually down 1 position, so he wants to get up to P6 at least. We go back here, let's have a look at the fastest lap, and that currently goes to Sven in P1, a 1:12.1. We get the leader thing back up. She lapped up to P6 right now. To P7, sorry, right now. So the gap is coming down at different points. Have I missed it? He hasn't lapped his teammate yet. He's getting close to lapping his brother. But I don't think he will. Ash to pit lane, and that will re-inherit Festa to P3. Where can Luke Beck be? I think he'll jump him for P4. I think Ash is in a bit of trouble because he's got to change his nose in a Williams. Festa with another time penalty now. I say another, it might not even be another. Where's Lee? Lee is going to be close between Festa. No, there is not. So Lee is going to be stuck behind Ash for one more tour of this race. He's going to be close on exit. Ash out of it into turn 1. If Ash has any damage on that car again, Lee might be in a whole world of good to get P6 once more. He is 5 seconds off him. Battle though at the top. Trainman on the back of Luke, which is going to help me try and catch Trainman getting blue flag for his brother once more. What if I shout at him and say, "You've got the gap, back off! Let me go! Let me play!" Luke Beck looking to defend from Trainman, who's looking to take P4 back after really struggling in qualifying here at Monaco. GA's goes in the pit lane, 12 drivers racing in this track. As we see Trainman darting over the curbs. What can Luke do? He's currently in P4. He's doing a good job at defending from the Swede, one of the 2 brothers Swede. It's my favourite nickname. Gutted to Psychomich, yeah, I bet you are, mate. I really feel that, but there might be a reserve seat in GP2 opening up tomorrow, so keep an eye out on the chat. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Trainman still battling with Luke Beck. The 39th tour has begun on this track. I think we'll be heading to 38 in a minute, the penultimate lap. Oh, Luke's in trouble. Luke's having to let Trainman through, and he has let him through up the hill. We are on the 37th tour of this race. And Luke Beck has dropped behind Trainman. I think Luke's tyres are just struggling a bit. I think the damage on his nose is getting too great for the British driver as he tries to pass the Swede once more. Whereas Lee, his time's falling from Ash right now, the reserve driver. This has been in a thoroughly enthralling race. As we look on board with Luke Beck as he jets close to the back of Trainman, but Trainman jets away with that Ferrari engine saying bye-bye, I'll see you later. But heading towards the 38th tour of this race, what can he do? Psychomich saying would have been a double hash podium if the barrier didn't get in my way. Yeah, I get that, man. The barriers are nasty here at Monaco. They often put them in weird places. Thanks. Yeah, he's thanking DJ Clarkson for saying he's sorry. Well, you want everyone to have a good race, always. The 39th and penultimate lap of the... Oh, Dr. Special Energy is out! Can we tell where Sector 3? And that's going to really suck for Jordan. But I think the 90% rule has begun, so he might still get P12, might still be classified. As we see Sven coming down to the back of Luke Beck, the blue flags will wave. Can he lap? This is my brother. This is not my brother. This is not my challenge to the brother of Trainman. Can he lap his brother on the last lap of the race? For me, please. Love for the Haas. Luke Beck needs to get out of the way soon. Oh, contact with the dirty air. Luke's not helping him out. This is blocking from Luke Beck. Not intentional, I don't think. But it's really not helping Sven. The blue flags are there. Luke, you gotta get out of the way! Controversy here as Luke Beck has a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags. And Ash is right there. My voice is going. There's the blue flag warning. He's out of the way. Ash is looking to follow Friedrich through. And follow Sven through, and he has. And Ash looking to overtake the race leader. This could go wrong on the final lap of the race. And he's hit him! He's hitting the race leader! What was that? I understand you got faster than that, but you don't need to hit the driver off to try and get through. Retired in the pits as Jordan too many times in the pits ruins his own race.
what an interesting move there. I mean, if you're that much faster, don't hit the driver off. It might have been down to lag, but I don't know. Friedrich on the back of Alsan. Alsan's so much quicker on the start. The final lap of the race has begun, and it's going to end soon. Sven with a 14-second gap after being held up heavily. Blue flags yet were being shouted by the Alfa Romeo crew. I wonder if we'll see Sven get very angry with Luke later. But Luke got out of the way and Luke ultimately lost out of the position. Luke now with another time penalty. Golden Crimson, who just made it back home. Hello Golden Crimson, how are you doing? Sven is going to come through the final couple of corners now. It was naughty. I will say that's naughty. Sven is going to come through Raskas now. We see him win a lot, but this will mean a lot from pole to win. It is Sven who wins in Monaco for Alfa Romeo. Stam will finish currently in P2 on the road. Luke Beck will have another side-second penalty for not serving his driving penalty. Lee does move up into P6 on that penalty. Stam will finish in P2. Where is Pefster? He's a long way back. Olga Trainman is also a long way back as well. Here's Friedrich, in the Renault. Can he get past Alsan on the line? He's up round the outside. He's trying his luck, and he does get him on penalties, but what a run to the line for the Renault! Driver of the day, I think driver of the day is going to go to... Ash is a reserve driver. I think driver of the day goes to Trainman for returning to his qualifying position after such a difficult race. So, now looking for Trainman to finish, but we can actually get on board with his brother. Look at that. That goes Sven is our winner tonight. Lee's saying he's happy to finish the race. Olga Trainman with an unserved penalty. There will be shouts, there will be screams, and I can already tell there's going to be a lot of controversy in this one. Sven is our winner tonight for Alfa Romeo. He's going to stand atop of the podium ahead of Stam in P2 and Festa in P3. Champagne being spewed out as the Alfa Romeo team celebrate a few more wins that they always have. It has to be a Haas in P3 just before I get one in at the end. So, barring any serious investigations, this is the results for the Grand Prix. Sven wins ahead of Stam in P2 and Festa in P3. Two Swedes on the podium. P4 goes to Trainman, P5 goes to Ash, P6 goes to Lee, P7 goes to Luke Beck, P8 goes to Friedrich, and P9 goes to Gamey, and P10 to Alsan A. Outside of the points was Jurgemel in P11. Drivers who did not make it to the flag. GA, Dr. Special Energy, Topics, Blood and Sand and Psychomich, Billy and RDB unfortunately did not make it to the end of the race. We can relax now. Laser saying he needs a podium. I need to actually get a good chunk of points for Williams. Lots of talk about tomorrow's race. That will be GP2. Complaints about lag? Yeah, well, I think that'll be a big talking point going into next week's race in Canada. But, shall we get the drivers in? We're looking for, I know that we can't talk to Stam due to the language barrier, but we can talk to, that's Friedrich, that's the wrong Renault. We want Festa. It's the wrong nationality there. So we want Festa to come into my party, come and join me, come and play. And we'll get Sven in as well. See if I can get Sven. He's still in the lobby. Thank goodness for that. Oh, calm down, Lee. That was ages ago. I've changed a little. Not much. I haven't. So we have Fefster has joined us. One of my co-commentators come to play. Hello, Felix.
Jack.
Hello, dear. Are you alright?
Oh my god.
I know, Sven's joined us as well. What a shock. Oh, I got two of the Swedes in here. Shame it's not the brother Swede though. I can hear you. Hopefully we can hear you on the. All right. Well, if you can hear what Sven is saying, shout out in the chat. If you can't, I will paraphrase it. But like, they're all chatty already. But crikey, what a race! We're gonna go straight to Fefster though, because we know we can hear him. You can't hear you, Sven. So can you check your settings while we talk to Fefster, or do you just want me to paraphrase what you're saying? Okay. So So Sven's just told me that he's going to we're going to paraphrase tonight, just because it's obviously been a long stream. They've all done a long race, so we want to get through. And the settings of his PlayStation don't like him. But before we talk to Sven, shall we talk to another Swede? Well, I guess I have to. Oh. Hello, Felix.
Hello, mate.
Now, last time we were together, we were giggling our collective body parts off because there was a rolling car. But this time I have to congratulate you because you've done a whole lot better than me this season. You're on the podium.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I made that a bit harder for myself than I maybe should have. But yeah.
Well, tell us about how difficult it was for you, because you did well. You battled.
Yeah, no, I stayed out of trouble in the beginning there, and then I lost the place to Frederick in the start, and I think he hit the wall quite early because he was quite slow, so I was trying to get by. And then I grazed the wall, just a minor front wing damage, it was fine, and then he pitted, and then I got free air, and I caught up to Luke Beck and those guys. And Luke Beck got a horrible exit out of Portier, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna pass him in the tunnel and down in the braking zone, and that did not work. So I had to pit for a new front wing, and then I was behind Luke Beck and I think Ash again. And then I thought that they might run into each other. So I kept my distance, and then they came together, and then I passed them, and then I was P3. I was up to P2, but then Stam pitted, because Stam pitted, I think. And then, he was so quick, I thought I better not battle him.
So, you say you make life more difficult yourself. Did you pay Haas a little bit extra to let you before you, because you are obviously a pay driver? You paid him a little bit extra to bring extra front wings?
Yeah, because I lost the front wing once again out of the chicane, out of the tunnel. When I was comfortably in P3, I don't know why I did that.
So when you're driving, were you on the radio saying, "Look, I'll pay you another £100 if you pull in and just change the wing for you"? Just bartering while you're driving.
Yeah. I was screaming at Gunter.
Get me new wings now. You have your Australian spec ones. Speaking as you're a Haas driver, I have to ask: did you hear about the 2020 Haas team?
I didn't.
They have confirmed that Nico Hulkenberg will be partnering Kevin Magnussen.
Really?
Yeah. So
there should be some ball sucking then.
I let him get away with it. Yeah, there might be some, but does that mean that possibly you might be taking a GP2 place next season? Mm? Is there rumours?
I don't know. We'll see.
Will Haas move you up?
They have to do that.
There has to be rumours. Oh, we have a time, and we'll come back to we'll come back to see if how Felix is feeling at the end of this, because I'm about to have to do a paraphrase session. Sven, pole position and the win. Obviously, the stream will hear a bit of silence in a minute as you tell me what to say. How does that feel? So Sven just saying there that he enjoyed the race, had a bit of trouble breaking his front wing there. I want to bring up the elephant in the room. You had an unlapping Williams of Ash behind you on the last lap. Did you feel that he took an unnecessary risk there? He has apologised, saying it was a difference in braking points. But do you think he took an unnecessary risk overtaking you? So Sven saying he's a little bit undecided with how it is. It's slightly unnecessary, but also not unnecessary because he understands that he had faster tyres and all that jazz. But it will be interesting to see what everyone has to say about it. Sven, you're looking very strong in the championship. Who do you think is your biggest challenger this season as we head into as we come back to Europe after Canada? I really wanted you to lap him today. I really wanted you to. So Sven just saying that he thinks his biggest championship battle, his championship protagonists in this season are his brother Treyman, his Luke Beck, the Renault driver, and Stam, the reserve driver. It's interesting to see all of this, but obviously swings and roundabouts, different tracks will have different drivers on top. But we thank both of you guys for joining us. So congratulations on Sven for winning. Congratulations on Stam, who couldn't join us in P2. And for Fefster, you get a little bag of cookies for finishing in P3.
Thanks, mate.
You're now free to go off whatever Swedes do at the end of the race. Hopefully you enjoy that.
Yeah,
I wasn't
exactly
going to
right,
IKEA meatballs. But yes, we'll see you later.
Thanks.
What's happening next with SFR? Well, that's tomorrow for the GP2 race. I'll be partaking in that race, so make sure you have a look at the stream with James, and I believe actually Fester's joining us on comms, so that might be interesting. Then I'll be back on commentary on Thursday for the Premier Division, and then we'll be heading off to Canada. Hopefully Alex is feeling a whole lot better so we can join us on Thursday night. If not, I think I'll probably end up with Fefster, so more bullying for Fefster. So make sure you leave your bullying comments in the tweet in the comment section to see what we can do about bullying Fefster, because I'm a mean admin. My name is JB. Thank you so much for watching us here. Fefster giggling in the background. I will see you next time for the Premier Division on Thursday. Have a very good night, and I will see you next time. Ta-ra, guys!